All right, YouTube. Dad, say what's up to YouTube.
What's up, YouTube, everybody? How's everybody doing? This is the Father-Son Fantasy Football Podcast.
Yeah, and so in today's bonus episode, we have a great guest for you guys today. We have Derek Brown from all over the place. I don't even know which one to shout out first. What's up, Derek?
What's up, Derek?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm everywhere and nowhere. I'm a man of the people. What can I say?
Yeah, it's great. We just finished up an episode actually with Derek. We're doing Breakouts, so once we are a podcast first. So if you guys haven't checked out the podcast, check in the description below. We're gonna have a link for each device you guys have. Click on that, subscribe, download, rate us 5 stars. It helps out a lot. And Derek, we discussed some great breakouts, some great facts. You guys are gonna like it, and we're gonna have for today's YouTube bonus episode. Derek's gonna give us one guy he doesn't want to leave drafts without this year. He's also gonna give you guys a draft day tip for you. Whether you're an expert in fantasy, so-called expert, whether you've been doing it for a while, or whether you're brand new, this tip was going to help all of us out. So,
awesome.
Derek, the floor is yours.
The floor is yours, Derek. Take it away.
All right, man. And I'm going to go with a guy that is so polarizing, but he's one of my guys. A guy that I have ranked right now on Fantasy Pros as wide receiver 18, and I'm probably a little bit low with him. The man that just got paid this offseason is Sammy Watkins.
Whoa,
I love some Sammy this year.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, man. I love Sammy. And there are so many different reasons. If you look at the talent, this guy is a talent monster. If you go compare his first few years in the league and you put his stats side by side, and this is not a new take, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm inventing the wheel here, okay? If you look at his stats side by side with an injury-plagued Julio Jones, who has since debunked the injury bug, he has knocked the bug off of his back, and we know what Julio has done over the last few years. I think this is the year that you see Sammy do the exactly same thing. Because last year, for everything and all the crap that people want to give Sammy Watkins, he was not hurt last year. He just didn't get the volume. For a guy that saw fewer than, off the top of my head, less than 80-something targets, he had 8 touchdowns? How many players in the NFL could you even say that score 8 touchdowns to the wide receiver? And this guy is being drafted. Oh, let me scroll down here for a second. It's going to take a little while. Wide receiver 28, taken at the back of the 6th round. That is insane.
It's crazy.
He's going in between Chris Hogan and Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
If I could tell anybody anything, is to pull your head out of the part of your body known as your anus, your rectum, and draft Sammy Watkins. He will be a top 20 wide receiver for you this year. The talent is there. The money and the targets are there. The touchdowns will be there. If you believe in Mahomes, you've got to believe in Watkins.
Boom. I mean, yeah, that's the guy. I have him as my number 19 wide receiver this year. I'm all in on Sammy Watkins. From used to be hating him, I'm all in on Sammy Watkins. That's all we got to say about that. And Derek, what is the one draft tip you can give fantasy owners this year?
Do not draft a kicker. Do not draft a defense. If you do, you will be sorry. I will find you. I have a certain set of skills, and I know how to use them. They are a fool's errand. Never draft them. Especially, I don't care if you do this draft a week before kickoff. I don't care if you do it 24 hours before kickoff. If you do it earlier, then you're just helping my point. Because how many injuries do we see happen in camp? How many of these guys blow out knees? How many camp battles are won? So what you do, and you want to win leagues, so do this. Do not draft a kicker. Do not draft a defense. Take 2 training camp bench stashes. You put them on your bench, okay? If an injury happens, like a Jamon Moore, so if Randall Cobb is still hurt, somebody is going to step up as the number 2 wide receiver for the Packers. Or you take a Kenny Golladay. Say he goes undrafted and you're in a 10-team league. He goes undrafted. Take him. If Marvin Jones gets hurt, Golden Tate gets hurt, the target share is going to increase. You have just gathered yourself 2 extra players to let training camps play out that could be money for your team. And guess what? If they're not, week 1 comes around, You just dropped 2 players that you weren't high on to begin with that were lottery tickets that didn't pay off. For what? A kicker and a defense, 2 positions that are streamable the entire fantasy season anyway? Buy the lottery tickets and win your leagues.
Boom. Part 2. There it is. Unless your league prohibits waiver ads before the season starts. I know one of my leagues does that. But if you're in a league that you can do waiver drops all the way up to the first game of the season, that's a great tip.
That's a pretty good tip. I never thought of it that way.
Well, and the other thing is, if you play in certain leagues, because here's the conundrum I found myself in a league, make sure you know your league rules, okay? If you have certain rules that you can only carry so many running backs or so many wide receivers. I was in a league, and call me, this is like my second year into fantasy. I was in a league where I was just locking up values in there. And I was like, screw it. I'm not going to take a kicker and I'm not going to take a defense because I don't freaking need them. Whatever. I was forced to draft a positional player at the end of it, actually taking a second quarterback because I had already drafted too many running backs and too many wide receivers. So know your league rules. And if there are positional limits, then this could not work out for you. But again, this is part of knowing your league rules, and look at those things inside and out because it does play into drafts.
That's another good point for people.
There it is. Yeah.
Make sure you know your league rules.
So that's the one guy he wants to get in every draft, and that's a great tip, even 2 tips right there. And before you guys leave, you guys made it this far, Subscriber League, we're getting more interest every single day. Check the description below how to get points. 5-star reviews keep coming in. We'll shout you out in the first start of the episode.
Get those points, guys.
We're getting more interest. Comment what you thought about Derek's tip and his guy, whether you agree or disagree. And we hope you guys subscribe, like, and comment, and share it with your friends. And make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. We did a full episode on Breakouts because we are a podcast first. And if you guys are already commenting from the podcast to the YouTube channel, what's up? We hope you guys enjoyed Derek and his great tip and boom player. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.